What's up, guys? Today's video is on the top 5 best VR headsets in 2024. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I'll try to help you find the right one for your needs. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these VR headsets, you can check out the links in the description below. Let's get started. Number 1. Meta Quest 3. Best VR headset overall. The Meta Quest 3 is undoubtedly the best VR headset I've ever tested, is the first line of our review of Meta's latest VR headset. It improves on the Quest 2 in just about every way, including a brand new Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2 processor and twin LCD lenses that offered 2K resolution in each eye for a combined 4K resolution. That said, it's still not perfect. The battery life did not impress us. We managed to kill the battery in just under 2 hours. And while the full color pass-through thanks to the 2 RGB cameras and depth projector is impressive, for a headset billed as a mixed reality headset, there isn't a lot to try out in mixed reality yet. Despite these shortcomings though, the Quest 3 is still the top choice. Its improvements over the Quest 2 make choosing the older Quest headset a poor choice unless you're looking for something truly entry-level. And while the PSVR 2 is more powerful and has eye-tracking features, the resolution upgrade on the Quest 3 really bridges the gap. Plus, as with the Quest 2, you can still play PC VR games thanks to the Link Cable or AirBridge SO separately, something the PSVR 2 cannot manage. Number 2. PlayStation VR 2. The best VR gaming headset. Sony's new PSVR 2 is arguably the best wired VR headset, given it has a plethora of high-end specs, including a brilliant OLED display. But it sits behind the Quest 3 because it requires a PS5 to work and is limited to the PlayStation ecosystem. Plus, the gap between the Quest 3 and PSVR 2 is much smaller than the gap between the Quest 2 and the PSVR 2 thanks to a new processor and display on the Quest 3. Still, the PSVR 2 is excellent, especially for gaming. The headset is comfortable with just a relatively slim but sturdy cable that connects it to the PS5. The screen is excellent with impressive pass-through capabilities and 4K resolution. Plus, there's 3D audio support and easy buttons for adjustment. But the real ace in the hole is the Sense controllers. These are not only rather comfortable and good at tracking, but they also have excellent haptic feedback, an area where other VR headsets are lacking. And thanks to being in the PlayStation ecosystem, there are exclusive games like Horizon Call of the Mountain and the ability to play Gran Turismo 7 in VR. Combined with the VR tech, the PSVR 2 is one of the very best virtual reality systems you can buy. Number 3. Meta Quest 2. Best entry-level VR headset. The Meta Quest 2 is a masterclass in incremental improvements over its predecessor, the Oculus Quest. As reviewer Michael Andronico concluded, the Meta Quest 2's price, game library, and overall ease of use make it the best entry point into virtual reality yet. The Quest 2 sports a slicker design, better display resolution, a 120Hz refresh rate in some games and apps, and faster overall performance than the original Oculus Quest. It also just feels like a well-made headset. There's a large market for Meta Quest 2 accessories too, from Logitech speakers that can be attached to the Quest 2's strap to provide a premium sound experience without taking you fully out of the real world to charging docks and more. Plus, the Quest 2 does all this without any cables, which is one of the reasons why it still holds our top spot for the best VR headset. But you can still connect it to a PC via the Meta Quest Link cable to play the best PC VR games. One own Mike Prospero did just that with Microsoft Flight Simulator on the Quest 2. Starting at $299, it's also the most affordable headset out there, making its quality and versatility all the more impressive. That's why it remains our pick for the best way to get started with the world of virtual reality if you don't want to spend up for the Quest 3. Number 4. Meta Quest Pro. The best VR headset for working. The Meta Quest Pro is effectively the grown-up version of the Quest 2. Though the Quest Pro can play games, it's aimed at designers, engineers, scientists, and creatives who frequently collaborate online. This is another step toward Meta's goal of making the metaverse a reality, and questions about the metaverse's viability aside, the Quest Pro is itself an impressive piece of. The issue is that it may not be practical for most VR enthusiasts, let alone anyone looking to just get started experiencing mixed reality. Its features aren't aimed toward gaming, meaning that there are better and certainly less expensive options for VR. At $999, you would be better off with a PS5 and PSVR or a gaming PC with a VR headset if all you want to do is play games. And the Quest 3 performs just as well when it comes to games, but at half the price. Given that the Quest 3 can probably do most things you'll need, most people will probably pass on the Quest Pro. But if money is no object, there's no denying that the MetaQuest Pro is a great VR headset. Number 5. PlayStation VR AI. The best VR headset for cheap gaming. If you want to play VR games on a console, then the PlayStation VR system is a decent option given its lower price point. As reviewer Sherry L. Smith, PlayStation VR delivers compelling games in a comfortable, easy-to-use headset that won't break your butt. The semi-futuristic-looking headset is surprisingly comfortable, with a superb range of some of the best VR games. This includes games like Hitman 3 Stride and Star Wars Squadrons, among others. If you have a PS4 or PS4 Pro, then PlayStation VR is definitely one of the more affordable ways to play VR games with decent quality graphics, since you don't need an expensive gaming PC. Plus, even with the less-than-stellar Move controllers and graphics that fall a bit short of high-end PC graphics, you still get a relatively high-end VR experience. One thing to also bear in mind is that the PlayStation 5 also has support for PlayStation VR, but it has some issues. It doesn't play as nicely with the Move controllers as its PS4 counterparts. Additionally, with the release of the PSVR 2, there won't be new games coming to the PSVR headset. But if you want to just play VR games for the first time and you already have a PS4, the PSVR headset could be a perfect entry point.